Hey, this Judgment Waits, or you can call me JA. In this video, I want to tell you how I'm feeling about Titanfall and just kind of talk about this game in general. I've had a lot of people asking me for my thoughts and feelings on this game, but I've kind of held back because I wanted to play and get out of that honeymoon stage, actually have some time under my belt before I made a video like this. So I've managed to reach the second generation, so I thought this is probably a pretty good time to give you my feedback. Now, I've also gotten a lot of feedback from you guys telling me, hey, I love this game, I really like this, I really don't like this. Some of you guys though have said, man, I'm really struggling with this game, I hate it, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I just kind of wanted to hear from you guys too. Now that you guys have had a chance to play this for a while, what are you thinking about this game overall? And please don't feel like you have to sugarcoat it or anything like that. It's almost like when somebody doesn't like this game, they come up to me and they're like, I just don't like this game, you know, I don't know why it is, and they almost apologize like when they tell me that, you know, if this game isn't for you, it's not for you, don't worry about it. You know, Gears of War 3 or Gears of War in general, when I try to play the multiplayer in that game is just not for me. I can't stand it, I have no fun, so there's no way I'm going to be playing it. And if that's the same for you in Titanfall, that's cool, you know, don't worry about explaining it, don't worry about apologizing for it. But I want to get in, tell you what I think about this game, kind of share some thoughts and feelings for you. All right, first up, pilots. All right, these guys are like super mean. That's how I want to describe them. They're like Call of Duty players on steroids or genetically altered. And you have to excuse me if I compare things in Titanfall to Call of Duty. Call of Duty is just my favorite game of all time, so I'm probably going to compare it. But there's a danger in doing that, so I want to be really careful. But these guys have unlimited sprint. They're agile, they're nimble, they're fast. There's no fall damage. It's almost like I would have to spend all my perks in Call of Duty to just get to someplace close to where these guys are at, and then I wouldn't have any perks left over to spend on anything else. So I kind of like how Titanfall has done this in simplifying the class setup. They give you all the aggressive perks built in, minus quick reload. I kind of wish they would have given you that built in, but then you can use the rest of your things to really specialize your soldiers. So it's almost like everybody is on a little bit more of a level playing field, and that's the same thing with weapons. I mean, at first I was like, oh man, there's only one fully automatic assault rifle to choose from in the game. I'm getting ripped off compared to Call of Duty. And if you don't know, basically in Titanfall there's one of each type of primary weapon, one or two. There's one fully automatic assault rifle, one burst fire assault rifle, one marksman rifle, two sniper rifles, two SMGs, and one shotgun. So if you're coming from Call of Duty, you're probably going to be like, oh man, this is crazy, I need more weapons to choose from. But when you think about it, it's actually pretty nice because you don't have to worry about figuring out which gun is OP, which gun did they just nerf and change or do something to, because it's basically one weapon to choose from in that category. So nobody has an advantage over somebody else if they're using the assault rifle. So I kind of like that. It's kind of like not having to worry about it. And like I said, it's just a leveler playing field. But let's move on and talk about pilot movement, Titan movement. I was really wondering how this game would work out with all the double jumping and the wall running. Let me say this, I am having a blast doing that. That is probably one of the funnest things to do in this game. It's also probably one of the most frustrating things to do in this game. I have this one video that I need to post, but I'm going to cut out the beginning because I spend about 2 minutes trying to jump up on this building and I just can't seem to get the hang of it. So I'm still learning, still trying to figure that out. So if you're in the same boat, know you're not alone. But there are people that definitely have it down packed, and it's really exciting actually to watch them and how they can do that. But I thought Respawn did a really good job in how the pilots move and how the Titans move, especially with that dash. It makes them more nimble, yet it does not feel fake or phony. So I thought they did a really good job balancing that. And speaking of balancing that, I was really concerned coming from Call of Duty, and especially from hardcore Call of Duty, at what it was going to be like with people able to get up on tops of buildings. Would that slow the pace down of this game? Or especially with the map size, you know, these maps are big, but for some reason this game just works even with the big maps, even with the abilities to get up on top of buildings. Yeah, it's frustrating every once in a while, but the action is non-stop. The pace of this game is just really impressive. It's like there always is something going on, there's always something to shoot, and that probably has to do with all the grunts and the specters and the other things in this game. But I just think that the pace of this game is really good. I also think that they did a great job balancing pilots and titans. Titans just aren't OP, overpowered, you can't do anything about them. There are a lot of ways to take them out as a pilot, so I think they did a good job balancing that. And you can really see that there's a lot of thought put into this game and a lot of fine-tuning on this game. But other than that, let's talk about burn cards. I already made a burn card video, but I will say this, burn cards are great. They're a nice little flavor, a nice little thing that they added to this game to kind of spice things up and change things up. I almost wish though that they would have some different burn cards, like call in a gorilla tank for instance, or call in this bomber to come over the map and kill everybody. You know, some rare burn cards along those lines I think might add some spice to this game, some more spice to this game, and keep things even more interesting. The thing I don't want to see though are kill streaks. I kind of miss kill streaks from Call of Duty, don't get me wrong, because there's nothing better than when you chain together some super kill streak and end up annihilating everybody. But I think if they were to introduce kill streaks to this game, it would just really change the rhythm of this game. I think it would slow it down. I think people would be worried about picking up their kill streaks. I think they would change their style of play. They wouldn't be as objective, and they'd just be all about those kill streaks. So I'm glad they're not in the game. Yes, I miss them because I'm a Call of Duty fan, but I think it's very smart, and I don't want to see them ever brought into this game. I also never want to hear that revenge voice or whatever it's called in Call of Duty, where when you kill somebody they can actually talk and tell you something. I don't know how many times I've killed somebody and somebody just says F you to me or calls me this or calls me that, and I don't know how many times that I've been killed by somebody and said, oh you camping girl, or something like that. You know, none of that needs to be in this game. All that does is create a lot of anxiety or a lot of anger and a lot of animosity. So I'm glad that's not in this game. Please don't ever put that in this game. They probably wouldn't be able to with all the party issues anyways with the Xbox One. Yeah, that's a slam on the Xbox One, but like I said, please don't ever bring that into this game. But let's move on. Let's talk about some things that I think need to be tweaked or need to be changed. The prestige system or the regeneration system. There is, in my opinion, once again, no reason to actually do this. They don't even give you extra class setups or anything like that. So I would love to see a multiplayer game that actually gave you some pretty darn good reasons for prestiging. You know, I don't have any idea of what that would be, but I think that that needs to be tweaked. I also think that the scoring in this game needs to be tweaked as well, especially in attrition game modes. If you kill a grunt, it's worth 1 attrition points. If you kill a pilot, it's worth 4, and if you kill a titan, it's worth 5. There's no way that killing 5 grunts should be equal to 1 titan. So I'd like to see the pilot and titan taken up a little bit when it comes to attrition points. Maybe 5 or 6 for a pilot, and then 8, maybe 8 to 10 for a titan. I don't know. It probably should be something different if there's a pilot in the titan or a pilot out of the titan and just auto titan, because those are a lot easier to take out. But I think there needs to be something a little bit different. Of course, if you upgraded those or upped those, I think you'd have to up the score limits to maybe 300 or 400, but no way 1 grunt, you know, should be worth 1 point and a pilot only 4 points. That's something that I think needs to be changed. I also really don't like the way they do the epilogue with not showing how many kills you get in the epilogue. I know they count towards your stats, but I would love to see those at the end of the game shown. And I know people have said, well, it's not going to add up right. Well, show those and put those in a parentheses then, because there's sometimes that I kill 2 titans and 3 pilots in that epilogue, and it's like it doesn't even count according to the scoreboard. So I'd love to see that change as well. But those are my thoughts on this game. I would really love to hear what you guys think though, so leave that in the comments section. As always though, take care and God bless.